knew were dealers who said they were through with dealing every time you gave them shelter. I know that kind of man, it's hard to hold the hand of anyone who is reaching for the sky just to surrender. Who is reaching for the sky just to surrender. And then sweeping up the jokers that he left behind, you find he did not leave you very much, not even laughter. Like any dealer, he was watching for the card that is so high and wild he'll never need to deal another. Oh, he was just some Joseph looking for a manger. He was just some Joseph looking for a manger. Mike's music method, come on in. Today we are doing another song by my favorite songwriter of all time, Leonard Cohen, L. Cohen, and we're doing the Stranger song. Andrew, my buddy Andrew requested this song, so this goes out to you. If anyone else wants to request Cohen, he is my absolute favorite. I'm kind of amazed that I've only done 2 Cohen songs, this one and my favorite song of all time, Leonard Cohen, Suzanne. He's so good. He's so good. I know it's not Travis style, so the picking is different, but my gosh, not only is Cohen my favorite lyricist, but completely underrated guitarist. If you guys think you know how to finger pick, try this song. It is not easy at all. Really quick, kind of classical style. So it's a new technique, and I recommend you do it. But again, it is not a beginner piece. It's pretty hard. So if you're a new kind of finger picker, check out my Travis picking playlist to get you going on a whole bunch of videos. And maybe after you tackle the first 5 or so, you can dive into this one. Really awesome, fast finger picking. We'll go through it slow, break it down measure by measure. L. Cohen, thank you again, Andrew. And let's just do it. Here we go. Measure 1, super zoom up. Guys, this right hand picking is crazy. Cohen is such an underrated guitarist. So let's dive into the technique, because it's a very fast song. So we'll do the technique and then we'll get into all measure by measure breakdown. But this is not easy. So there's a lot of prep work that goes into this song. The whole pattern is this. We have thumb, then it's the index finger, and then it's the middle. Now that will change on different string sets, but this is what we need to do. We really need to focus on the prep work, right? Preparation. So I'm gonna begin like this. All my fingers are down. My thumb, my pointer, my middle. Right when he plays the thumb, you're playing that alone. Then when you play the pointer, you're playing that alone, right? You don't want any other fingers to move with that. Now check this out. When he plays the middle finger on the roll, right, it's like a roll. We're doing all 3 really quick. But when we play the middle finger, I want at the same time, I want you to practice getting that thumb in place. So right when I play this middle finger, my thumb simultaneously touches the 5th string. So that's like one movement. We call that prep, right? We're doing prep work, and that's the only way you're gonna get this song fast. So 2 points, that's the first one, is when you play the middle finger, your thumb needs to touch that 5th string. Now when I play that 5th string, I'm moving both of these down to the next string set. Here I'm doing 2 and 3. We'll talk about how that varies a little bit later on. So again, when that thumb plays, both of these are getting ready. And then again, I'm doing the same thing. Index is alone. Then when I play the M, I'm also prepping my thumb. Then when I play the thumb, I'm prepping both of these, right? Both of those jumped out to touch these 2 here. So I, M is a prep with the thumb is a prep with the top 2. And you're gonna wanna do that really slow until you have trained your fingers to do that. Otherwise, this song is gonna be very difficult to get it up to the speed Cohen is at. And like always, not like always, but I've mentioned this video, I'll link again up here. There's a classical guy who does an excellent right hand kind of technique and posture breakdown, better than I can do. So watch this guy's video, it is fantastic. But remember, generally your thumb is leading, right? You don't want these fingers closer to the headstock than your thumb. So that's gonna have a lot to do with posture, right? I'm really exaggerating how high I have this up. But you might need to actually do that because that's the kind of positioning you want. You want your thumb to be leading. When people have the guitar down here, they tend to do this, and you don't want that. Then these fingers kind of collide, and it's no good. So we want this kind of action here, And we have that kind of quick. That's what we're aiming for eventually. It's fast. So you're gonna wanna take it slow, and really, you might spend 2 weeks just doing that prep work. Hate to break it to you, but it's not an easy song, and it's gonna be a little bit tedious. But don't worry, while you're doing that, you can learn the chords and learn the notes, but just please do it at like 40% of the speed of what Cohen is doing it at. But now that you got the prep work down, let's do it. The intro, if we're doing the studio version, then there's a fade in on this F sharp minor. That's what I'll show you now. Later on in the video, I'll show you how he does like a live intro where he just kind of starts playing the verse and doesn't bother with this F sharp minor part. But on the studio recording, he's fading in on this F sharp minor. Already one more note off the top that's kind of tricky. Look how he doesn't play it like this. He's actually stretching his middle finger and his ring finger to get both of those fourth frets on that bar chord F sharp minor. Because then he does an F sharp sus chord where his pinky needs to go down on the fourth fret of the G string to create that sus sound. If you're not used to it, it's gonna be a little awkward. I very rarely do that, if ever. I think the first time I did it was actually learning this song years ago. So let's play through this now that we kind of have the idea down, this bar chord F sharp minor with these two fingers. Again, angling that guitar up is really gonna help not only with that right hand, which we just discussed, but also with your left hand doing this bar chord without bending your wrist too much. And this is the pattern. We've got 6 with our thumb, and then we're doing our pinkies down right away. So he starts with the sus chord. So I've got 6, 3, 2 are the strings, and I'm doing thumb, pointer, middle, and then I do my thumb alone on the 4th string, and then he lifts the pinky in the left hand and does pointer, middle again on the 3rd and 2nd string. So it's 6, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2, and you lift the pinky there, and then it stays up. So the pinky's only down at the beginning, then back to then it's 5, 3, 2, then it's 4, 3, 2 again. So 6, 3, 2, lift the pinky, 4, 3, 2, 5, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2. So it sounds weird when you do it slow. It almost doesn't sound like the song. But that's the idea. And remember that prep work is super important that we did a moment ago. So if I do it really slow, right, my thumb goes down there. They both go down. Back to the thumb. So that loops until he comes out of it and does the verse. Now the way he comes out of it is he just does open, open, open at the end of the measure. So if we take it from what I wrote down as measure 2, it starts the same as measure 1, and it's just 6, 3, 2 on that F sharp sus chord, then lift the pinky and do 4, 3, 2, 5, 3, 2, and then it ends on the same string sets, 4, 3, 2, but they're all open. Sounds weird slow, but he's doing that because it's a really quick percussive sound, and it gives his hand a second to go from that F sharp minor all the way to the D. Because the right hand is so lightning quick, there's no way you can make it to the D without it being kind of fudgy sounding. So he just lets that chord be open to get a nice clean percussive sound. So that whole measure 2 again, 3, 4, triplet, 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 open them up. Whew. Measure 3, we change up the chord and we have a D major, and he just hangs out here for a while. And the pattern's the same, but you'll notice your prep work has to be on 1 and 2 now. My index and middle finger now shifted from being on 2 and 3 to being on the 1st and 2nd string. And it looks like this. We've got 5, then the 2nd string and the 1st, and it's just on a D chord. So 5, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. So again, easy in theory, but to get it quick is another story. Then measure 4, same idea on a C chord. 5, 2, 1, 4, 2, 1. And it's just a regular C major. And then right back to the D chord. 5, 2, 1, 4, 2, 1. And it's always thumb, pointer, middle. So for measure 3, 3, 4, triplet, 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 triplet. C chord. Oh, my donation pitch to all my patrons and everyone donating on PayPal. Huge hug. Thank you for the support. What I'm trying to do here, guys, is the value for value model. If you haven't noticed, mikesmusicmethod.com has all the tabs for free. All my YouTube videos are free. And people think that I have a Patreon, that there's stuff behind a paywall. There isn't. Everything I'm doing is free to everyone. The reason people are donating is because they believe in the value for value model. I'm giving you guys value with really accurate tabs. I spend so long getting these as good as I can, and often I think personally they're better than all the other tabs on the internet. There's some songs that no one's done Townes Van Zandt or accurate Cohen tabs. Believe it or not, that kind of blows my mind, but it's often the case. So I'm giving you guys these great tabs, pouring in these videos, measure by measure breakdowns. So if you find that valuable, all I ask is that you give some value back to me. That might be a beautiful email. That might be a piece of art that you send me, or it might be a certain amount every month. Are these videos worth, $20 a video? Maybe every time you learn a song, you can throw me $100, or maybe you're pitching in $20 a month. That would all be awesome. The more time, the more money you guys give me, the more whatever. You're buying me time is what I'm trying to say. So the more people pitch in, the more I can focus on less outside work and more on this channel. And that's it. If I'm giving you guys value in your life, throw some back. It's a value for value model. So consider it. Onward with the song. Measure 5, same idea. It's on an A chord. We also have some sus movement in here. Now this is hard to tell. On the studio version, the guitar is a little too quiet for me to hear the exact pattern. On an early live version, he's doing it this way, but keep in mind there's some variation on where he's putting that sus2 note. So on the A chord, I'm doing it like this, but I suppose you can finger it like this, but just keep in mind that second string needs to go from the second fret to open. So you can't bar it if you're used to playing the A chord that way, because we're gonna need that open string. And it sounds like this. So at the beginning, we've got the second fret on the second string lifted, so it's gonna be open. And we're playing 5 with our thumb, and then 3rd, 2nd is open, and then you do 4, 3rd, and then when you play the 2nd, you put that note down. So open, then put it down, back to 5, 3, 2, and then 4, 3, 2. So it's only lifted at the beginning. You have it lifted, then you put it down last minute to get it as smooth as you can. And the right hand strings that we're playing are 5, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2, 5, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2. So it just kind of loops back and forth with the thumb. And then it does the same thing in measure 6. And what's tricky is to really lift that pinky, or whatever finger you're using, it might be the ring finger, at the last possible moment and put it down at the last possible moment. The instinct is to do it with the thumb, but we're not playing that note with the thumb, right? So if you got it right at the end, put it down. It's still down, lift right at the last possible second. If you're getting discouraged, don't, because the good news is that we're pretty much nearly done with the song. It's a very short pattern, and there's only a few chords, and it just repeats and repeats and repeats. So I know it's hard to get it fast. So if you're feeling worried or concerned, don't worry, because we are nearly there. Keep going. So we've got an E major, and we're playing it like we normally play it. And the only other thing here is occasionally we're gonna need our pinky to go down on the second fret of the G string. Again, to do this time it's a sus4 chord. So he's given us that suspended color on the seconds and the fourths to give the illusion of movement, and it gives it a particular emotion. Same idea, nothing new here. We got 6, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2, and then it's 5, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2. And that's all E in measure 7 here. 6, 3, 2, 5, 3, sorry, 6, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2, 5, 3, 2, 4. You get the idea. I think you don't need me to say that. But just remember, as always, thumb, pointer, middle. Here, and measure 8. I'm going to put the pinky down for the first part, but then lift it. So it's 6, 3, 2, then 4, and lift that pinky. 3, 2, 5, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2. And then measure 9, we go back to what we saw in the intro, the F sharp minor. But measure 9, there's no sus at all, it's just looping that pattern. And then measure 10, we do put the pinky down for the sus chord at the beginning, but then lift it right back up. So no new material there. And then that repeats, those 4 little bars, he goes back from that E a lot to the F sharp minor. In some stanzas it's different because he adds another line in there, so use your ear to determine, you know, each verse is a little different. It'll be obvious because when the lyric ends is when you do the transition back to the D. But if you look at 9, 10, measure 11, that transition is the exact same one as in the intro. So when you sing the last line of the stanza, you just lift them into open, open, open again, like we did at the beginning of the song. You did it. That's it. That's the whole song. Not complicated chord-wise at all. And you did it, so take a breather. We will sing it really slow, just strumming the chords. That's a great way to start, and we'll talk about all the different ways to build on as you play it. But before we do that, here's the alternate intro that he does on the live versions sometimes. He just skips the whole F sharp part and starts in measure 3. But instead of doing measure 3, if you look at the tab, right, all my tabs are free to download at mikesmusicmethod.com. What a guy. Free to you, free to everyone. But if you look at the tab, he just plays the D chord. It's true that all the men you knew. So it's just D major, a C chord with the pinky down on the 3rd fret of the E string, and then right back to D. So that's the intro. Instead of doing all that crazy F sharp part, he just does, it's true that all the men you knew. And then he goes into the A chord. Were dealers who said they were through. All right, before we do a bunch of slow run-throughs, what I recommend is pulling up your lyrics and just strumming through the chord changes to make sure you've got everything lined up. So if we go from the beginning, we'll skip the F sharp minor and start from the D chord. It's true that all the men you knew were dealers who said they were through with dealing every time you gave them shelter. Make sure you're voicing that F sharp minor with the weird shape. I know that kind of man. It's hard to hold the hand of anyone who is reaching for the sky just to surrender. And if you want to practice the sus chords, you can. Who's reaching for the sky? Put my pinky down just to surrender. Pinky down again. And then sweeping up the joker that he's left behind, you find he did not leave you very much, not even laughter. Like any dealer, he was watching for the card that is so high and wild, he'll never need to deal another. He was just some Joseph looking for a manger. He was just some Joseph looking for a manger. And that is the idea on singing with it. Pretty straightforward until you get the laser beam right hand fingers. A nice slow run through from the top. I'm more focused on the right hand here. I think you guys get the left hand chords. So it's more about this right hand. So let's go from the beginning to, what's going to be 1, 2, triple it, triple it. Yeah. So it would be another repeat. So let's do that again. E in measure 7, 3, 4. F sharp minor. Then we'll skip here, where you lift the chord to the opens, and then it repeats again back to the D. Hats off to you. That is the entire song. Now I know to get that right hand up to speed is hard. I wish I had more pointers. I wish I could sit down with you. But y'all, don't forget, every Thursday I hang out for half an hour. It's an open Zoom to anyone who wants to join and ask questions. We end up usually just kind of hanging out. It's a fun group of guys, but people do bring their guitar questions and we talk about that, but we also just kind of hang out and talk about music and life. So join that. If you have any questions, find me on Thursday. I'm giving a half an hour once a week to whoever wants to pick my brain or pick my fingers. So if you get stuck, but really go slow. I know the instinct is to like want to rush it, but you're gonna get tired out. Keep that right wrist straight. That's another pointer. Go slow, don't hurt yourself, and Cohen's the best. So I hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned it. Comment below, as always, sub, like, share, and all of that. And until next time, be well, do good. God bless you. Spread some of your light and love out there in the world. The world needs it. And often it smiles and shines back on you when you do it. Peace.